We are Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix. Welcome. We made it to June. It's Monday, June 3rd, 2024. How goes it, Laura?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am good. I had a weekend which was busy, which was calm, and I enjoyed both of those a lot. On Friday night, got to wrap up commercial free at 3, and then I went to the ballpark for the Whitecaps. They had a big weekend. You were there on Saturday, Laura, for the Bluey and Bingo night. Holy cow, sellout, absolute madhouse, which should be expected, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was such a cool time, and I just feel like right place, right time. I had this happen where almost done. It was probably about 7 o'clock or so. The game started at 6:45, but I just wanted to meet people as they were walking in. And this lady walks up, kind of distressed, kind of disheveled. She had walked all the way from the back parking lot, like where it's field, like that far away.
Oh, wow. So she was really far out there, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I am a terrible mom. I'm like, well, no, you're not. What's wrong? She's like, I didn't realize that this would sell out. Like, I knew there'd be a lot of people, but I didn't think it would sell out. So she didn't have tickets for her and her husband and their 3-year-old daughter. And then, you know what? It was kind of cool. Like, we got to meet her, and this is what went down after we found that out.
So I'm with my husband and my Bluey fanatic daughter, Claire. She's 3.
You walked up to our Mix 95.7 table, and what were you going to do? Are you going to start making some noise?
I was going to try to find some tickets because apparently I didn't plan ahead.
Well, you know what? We like coming out here. The Whitecaps are good friends of ours, and we get to come out here and like do cool events like this, like the Bluey and Bingo night. But you said, I just need 2 tickets. Yeah, because it is sold out, right?
Yes.
And sure enough, we actually have 2 extra tickets. You just have to sit by me and Lindsay if that's okay.
Oh my gosh, Joe and his wife Lindsay are the best people ever, and this is making my 3-year-old's night. Claire is going to be the happiest 3-year-old ever.
Well, we are so glad you guys are here tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
They are just like the cutest little family. You can actually see a photo up on our Big Joe and Laura, whether you go to Instagram or Facebook, search that, and you'll see how cute that little girl is.
Absolutely. That's really awesome. My weekend, I also got to go to the Whitecaps game. I went on Saturday, though. It was really wet. No one really wanted to be my friend.
Like the whole day.
Well, and I have a small beef with you.
Me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because you were there, and I saw that you had a tent behind you, so I assumed you left all the tent stuff in the truck. So I arrived to the Whitecaps game where it is torrentially pouring, and there's no tent in the truck. So I ended up having to stand in the rain for like 20 minutes. And then, long story short, thank God Lynn from the Whitecaps was like, you can't be wet. And so she actually had some poor guy come out and bring a tent and set it up, and we got it up there. So we were fine.
Wait.
But I got very soaked.
Did you read my
happened.
text message?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I never read text messages.
Well, that's on you then. You read that later. Get to the part where it says, everything is in the van except for the tent frame. If you want to take it, it's in the closet at reception. Go ahead when you get a chance. Give that a skimmy skim.
Listen, I saw you with the tent behind you, so I'm dumb, and I just was like, oh, the tent frame must be in there. But no, that was really great. But I also got to see Wicked this weekend, which was my first Broadway GR.
Were you in the show?
Oh, I was front row. We did not know we were front row. We got really lucky, and we basically won the lottery, and we got it for super cheap, which, by the way, if you don't get tickets for something, the lottery is the best way. You should definitely look into that for Broadway GR. Then also we got to see Tim McGraw. Also was basically front row for that, which was insane. And I did post a video on our Big Joe and Laura Instagram account and spent a little time at the John Ball Zoo. So it was a really eventful weekend for us. A little bit of weather, a little bit of fun, and very happy to meet everyone I did, including Ruth, who said she didn't know for sure if I was Big Joe or Laura. I'm pretty sure she was joking, but I was like, I think I don't have as much of a beard, but I'm not sure.
You're like, I've been shaving it, but people keep on, they don't notice the hard work I'm putting in.
I even got it waxed this week.
Well, it looks good.
Thanks.
You cleaned it up well. All right. Hopefully you're having a good morning. We are Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
The John Ball Zoo has some new additions. 3 little lynx were born on Thursday, May 23rd, and are now getting settled in to their new home at the zoo. Now, the zoo said that 3-year-old Becca, who gave birth to the lynx, she's doing really well. Now, this is her first litter with Thor, the zoo's 11-year-old male lynx, so congratulations on the babies.
Absolutely. Happy to see it. And it's Pride Month, you may be aware, and if you're thinking about going to see Adele and saying some negative stuff, I'd recommend not, because Adele has absolutely no time for hate. During a show during her Las Vegas residency on Saturday, she took a moment to call out an audience member who had some not so nice things to say.
Did you come to my show and just say that Pride sucks? Are you stupid? Don't be so ridiculous. ridiculous.
Let's jump
You've got
in.
nothing nice to say, shut up, all right?
I didn't even know you could make Adele that mad, to be fully honest. Like, I knew she could get grumpy, but, like, she's aggro.
Yeah, you got UFC fighting in Vegas and you got a Mad Adele. I don't know which one I'd mess with.
I think I would get in the ring first.
And for your final need to know news story, we're heading to a home in Massachusetts that was on fire when an Amazon driver showed up to drop off a package. Is this going where you think it is? No, it's not. Thankfully, the family was not home, and the driver apparently did not call 911 or report the fire. Just dropped off the package and went on their way.
Oh, come on.
This is the homeowner talking about what happened.
It's a little disturbing to know that this could have been prevented. If you see a fire, maybe call 911 or the fire department before you go on to your next delivery. The customer service lady said, I spoke to 2 managers and they're not willing to take your call because it wasn't their fault with the fire. And again, it wasn't to place blame. It was really more of an educational piece. Like, hey, maybe you can use this information to teach your drivers a little bit better to, if you see something, say something, especially a fire.
Listen, it's tough being the driver because he stops, helps save the house. Then you're like, my package didn't arrive today and I have Amazon Prime.
No, listen, if my package is late because some guy saved a home, I think I'm going to be a little more patient. I bet most people are not that way, though, which is so
That's what I'm
upsetting to me.
saying.
Oh,
If
God.
Lindsay's stuff isn't there by 5, we got a problem.
Humanity is doomed.
Probably. That's Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. We are Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7. And Laura, some say she already had a kid when she started working with me, but that's not the case. Laura, when did you have your baby?
I had my baby 6, almost 7 months ago, back in November, and he's a sweetie. He's a great little guy. He has made me very proud to be a mom, but there are certain things that I used to say all the time. I'm never going to do this when I'm a parent. And, you think you know what you're going to do. You've seen your friend's parent. You've seen your parents' parent. You've seen people around you, but you don't really know what it's like until you're in the thick of it and in the trenches. And I know parents in West Michigan, you totally know what I'm talking about. Parentless or childless people, listen up. You don't know it all. So I want to know, what was the thing you said you would never do before having kids and then changed your mind afterwards? 616-600-0957, or you can DM or voice memo us in the Mix 95.7 app. Mine, I swore up and down that we were going to do 2 things. The first thing was we were going to do baby-led weaning immediately, which if you don't know what that is, that's when you kind of basically let little baby eat what you're eating. So you start them with certain things like sweet potatoes, avocados, things like that are really easy for them to grab. And then eventually you start just giving them your food. So like I've seen videos on TikTok of people like giving their kid a steak and he's got like the whole steak in his mouth and he's real amped about it. And we will eventually get there. But
Laura, it's like, here's a corn dog, kid.
I tried to feed him bacon yesterday and he was not happy with
What?
it. Which I was like, I think I have to take you back. You can't be in this
Yeah.
family if you're not a bacon fan. Like even Tulip the dog is drooling over that bacon and you're like,
I don't know if he's that cute anymore after hearing that.
I know. Listen, it's hard. But, I started doing baby food, and I think that's why he doesn't really care for solids. So we're going to start baby-led weaning very soon. But it's kind of been I started baby food. I didn't mean to because my in-laws kind of started it first, and then I kept going with it. And it's a whole thing. So I messed that one up. But the one that I was really, really strong about, and I've already caved a little bit on, not as badly as I thought I could, but I always said my kid's never going to have screen time when they're real little. No iPads, no TV, nothing. Man, let me tell you, that kid's best friend is Elmo. I mean, he loves Elmo. He loves Blue from Blue's Clues. He started to get into Yo Gabba Gabba. I don't give him a lot of screen time, but like when he's bopping around in his walker and I got to get something done real quick, I'll put it on the TV and just let him like have it as background noise. We're not giving him tablets anytime soon. I still am standing by that kind of stuff because I think that's where you kind of go off the rails is when you just have an iPad
But
kid.
it's a slippery slope, though.
It is. And so I'm trying, we don't have an iPad right now. So thankfully he can't become an iPad kid. And he is obsessed with my phone, but it's because it has a shiny case. So like the shininess of
Oh,
this
even I'm
case.
doing it. Yeah, it's reflective.
Yeah,
Stop it. I
He's-
can't.
Look, ooh. Yeah, so like he gets really excited about my phone case, but not the phone itself. So, I caved on the baby food. I caved a little bit on the screen time, and I don't think it's made me a bad parent. I think it's just more realistic that, hey, we're not always going to have it all the way we wanted it to be, and that is okay. So parents of West Michigan, if you've got one to share with me, I would love to feel a little bit better about how I caved on my morals a little bit. What did you say you were never going to do as a parent, but you ended up doing anyway? 616-600-0957, or send us a DM right now in the Mix 95.7 app.
Yeah, call and share it with Laura. That way she can feel good, and I can still judge both of you for doing that. We're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, and I don't have kids, but I'll tell you this, one day if I ever do, there will be none of that like tablet at the restaurant, watching TV or whatever. Like, that's not happening.
That's what they all say until you have a kid in your midst. And while I don't have the tablet at the table, I have a feeling when we travel, we're going to end up caving to that eventually, but I'm going to try to make it to at least 2 years. That's my goal. But I want to know, what thing do you wish that, or did you say that you were never going to do as a parent, but then you ended up caving on? Mine was baby food and a little bit of screen time. Nothing bad, but we'll play Elmo in the background while he's walking around his walker or playing around on the floor, just because sometimes mom needs 5 minutes, and that's okay. So I want to hear yours, 616-600-0957. Stephanie and Jennison, what did you say that you were never going to do as a parent that ended up caving on?
Hand-me-downs.
Oh, like you said you weren't going to take them?
Hand-me-downs. No, we said we were not. First kid, we did not. The second kid, we took all the generosity we could.
Oh, listen, I don't have a lot of hand-me-down people in my life, but I would be so grateful, especially with clothes, because you don't understand how fast they go through clothes that first year until you're going through it. And my little dude's ahead of the pace, so he's only 6 months, but he's almost wearing 12-month clothes. And I'm like, you got to slow down, buddy. I can't afford this.
Yup, and I had one born in the spring and one born in the fall, both boys, and they're totally built different, and clothes are expensive, even though they're tiny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like $8 to $12 for each one of those little outfits that they may wear one time by the time you get through the rotation of all of them.
So which one was bigger? Like, was the firstborn bigger or smaller than the secondborn?
The firstborn was bigger.
Well, that's good. At least it'll actually fit the second one.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but it didn't line up right, though.
I would say season-wise, yeah, because you have a bunch of long-sleeve stuff for that age, but you don't need it because, oh, God, I hadn't even thought of that nightmare. Oh, Stephanie, well, listen, there's nothing wrong with taking those hand-me-downs and saving money in any way you can, so thank you for making me feel a little bit better about what I caved on.
Absolutely. You're doing good, Mom. You're doing good.
All right, let's say good morning to Leslie and Ionia. What is something you said you would never do before you actually had your kids, but now you do?
I wasn't going to get them junk food, no how, no what. Oh, yeah, that boy lived on French fries. It was not a thing.
I've just asked enough doctors about stuff like that. They're like, if they're fed, just count it as a victory. You know, sometimes it's like you worry about all the junk food. It doesn't matter at that age. Leslie, thank you for calling and sharing and making me feel a little bit better. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, momming is hard, and just ignore the criticism, because if you're trying, then you're doing a good job.
Amen.
I mean, that's all you got to do.
Okay, Marion Pullman, so what is something you said you would not do before having kids, but that soon changed?
Make separate meals. One of my daughters does not like cheeseburgers. So if I'm going to make cheeseburgers for the family, I'll make her spaghetti.
Oh my gosh, at least that's quick, but it's come
Well, they
on.
both have ground beef in them, so you're using a key ingredient the same, but yeah, that is really, that's a lot.
Yeah. An easier one is like taco night. Some of us will have soft shells, some of us have hard shells, some of us have nachos. That's an easier one, but yeah, she refuses to have a cheeseburger, but I don't want to give up my cheeseburger. I don't want to never have a cheeseburger again.
No, of course
No,
not.
absolutely not. It's kind of how I am with my husband who hates lasagna. I'm like, I'm going to have lasagna and you do whatever you want, but I need this I need ricotta cheese in my life immediately.
Laura's on the couch like Garfield, just going to town. Big Joe's Little Wins on Mix 95.7. Every weekday around 6:50, we like to share the good news that's happened in your life with everybody in West Michigan. You can call us at 616-600-0957 or in the Mix 95.7 app. You can also call, you can also DM or send a voice message. Laura, do you have a little win today?
I do. Justin is getting his first little teeth, and while teething is not fun itself, he does have one little tooth poking up out of the bottom, and it is really cute when he smiles to kind of start to see him having a little toothy grin.
You got that little can opener right there.
Yeah, oh yeah, and he's definitely not super happy about it, but considering he's been a pretty good sport, so I have to give him his credit.
All right, well, thanks for sharing that. Let's say good morning to actually my buddy. Kevin's calling in today for Big Joe's Little Wins out in Muskegon. Hey, man, what's your little win?
I know we're sharing a little win, but Joe does not know this. My fiance and I just left a doctor's appointment, and we are 12 weeks pregnant today.
What?
Yay,
Dude, that is freaking awesome.
We were hoping to sneak in the little win of the house and then share our big win with Joe finally, because we've known for a little bit, and we got to check out the heartbeat today and everything, and everything's good to go.
How's little Joe or Josephina doing?
Little Josephina had a little pretty quick heartbeat this morning. It was interesting to see, so definitely one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments as a dad, for sure.
That is freaking awesome.
That's
that
awesome.
kid has got it made.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're definitely very excited, and the game of life for us right now has been going pretty fast. So
Yeah, no kidding. Closing on a house and having a little one, you're pretty much in fast forward mode at this point.
oh yeah, and then we joke about it like we're just gonna spin the game of life every morning we wake up. So
Well, that is definitely a big win, but we'll take it for Big Joe's little wins. Kevin, thank you so much, buddy, for calling in and sharing that great news.
yes, sir. We'll have to get together soon, Joe.
For sure. Just don't get me pregnant.
Hey, it's a hard task when it comes with you.
Okay, West Michigan, what's your little win? You got to share that good news with us so we can share it with everybody. 616-600-0957, or in the Mix 95.7 app, you can call, DMS, or send a voice message.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Gerald R. Ford Airport is adding 3 new nonstop flights to popular locations. Allegiant Air is offering seasonal nonstop flights from Grand Rapids to Portland, LA, and New York City as part of their nationwide seasonal expansion. Portland and Los Angeles are already underway, and New York City happens later this week.
I actually have plans to maybe go to New York in August, so this is kind of a godsend because I'm like, oh, thank God, I don't have to go all the way to Chicago or Detroit, especially if they delay my flight for the 400th time like has been happening lately. Okay, so there's this thing called Big Slick Celebrity Weekend. It happened this weekend in Kansas City. If you don't know about it, that's not the important part. What's important was who was there and what happened. Comedian Jason Sudeikis, who you probably know from the show Ted Lasso, he was also on SNL, obviously, and they're doing a skit with the Chicago Bears. You remember the Bears?
The Bears, yep.
So several comedians and he were up on stage, and they had Travis Kelce with them. Now, Jason Sudeikis always has to make everything super awkward anytime he's involved, so he decided to ask Travis Kelce this question.
What are you gonna make an honest woman out of? Caitlin doesn't need to be working anymore. And again, I want her kicking her face with me. He gets it.
I love that he tied into the kicker at the end, too. Hey, let her stay at home.
Oh my gosh, I just love that he's like, when are you gonna let Taylor not work anymore, as if she doesn't make 3 times more than Travis Kelce. I just think it's hilarious. Jason, you always make me smile.
And for your final Need to Know news story, we head to a Golden Corral in Arkansas where a woman who didn't know she was pregnant gave birth in the bathroom.
My sister went around and looked in the toilet. She's like, I ain't never seen nothing like it. It's a baby. They were clapping when she came out on the stretcher. Everybody wants to see the Golden Corral, baby.
Oh no, I worked at a Golden Corral, and let me tell you, this is my nightmare scenario, to be either working there or the person who gave birth there.
They got to give that baby a free buffet pass for life.
I mean, listen, kids do eat free on Tuesdays.
Mama and baby are doing well, and that's Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. Oh, God, turn it down. This is loud music. Oh, God. Hey, it's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7.
What are you doing?
I'm just channeling my my inner old crotchety man. I realize, Laura, that I am very crotchety as I'm getting older. Let me give you an example. The other day, I held the door for 2 younger guys. I'd say they're probably late teens, early 20s. They're saying, bro.
Bruh. It's bruh.
Bruh.
Thank you, bruh.
Thank you. Sorry, obviously I'm not cool.
You're old. That's
I'm
fine.
old and crotchety. What do you expect? Now, holding the door for these gentlemen, these young boys, did they say thank you or acknowledge my kind deed? No, they did not. If I would have had Werther's in my pocket, I would have thrown them at them. Thrown them right in the back of their head. Teach a little something.
I don't think that's what the Werther's in your pocket are for when you're an old person, but go ahead, Joe.
No, they are. You make me mad. I hit you with a Werther's. And they weren't going to be the soft chew caramels either. They're the hard ones.
Oh, no, you monster.
Kind that I have to have when I take my teeth out.
I was going to say, you would break your teeth if you're not careful with those.
I am. Polydent doesn't keep it in place like it used to.
Oh, my God.
Do you get my point, though? We want to know, what was your kids these days moment. You can preferably call in as an old man or an old woman, or just as yourself at 616-600-0957.
All right, so we've got one DM already in the Mix 95.7 app from Christy in Grand Rapids, who says a few summers ago, kids in our neighborhood would drive their golf carts like maniacs, almost hitting cars and people.
Slow down, you whippersnappers.
Plus, the nearest golf course is 15 minutes away, so why do you have golf carts? It's so annoying.
Yeah, kids can get a little reckless.
Listen, I would have loved to have had a golf cart. I lived on a golf course and still didn't have one.
Yeah, I should have that. I live here, not you. What is your situation where you're just an old person and you can't help it? Your old moment, your old lady, your old man. 616-600-0957. It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And I'm only in my 30s. Laura's only in her 30s. But you know what? We got crotchety moments. I realized the other day when these two younger guys, probably in their early 20s, didn't hold the door for me. I was like, okay, see how it is there, you whippersnapper.
I'm a come for you. I don't know. I'm trying to be an old person.
I'm going to throw my cane all up in your face.
I'm going to shake my fist at you from my porch.
It's just moments where you sound like grandma or grandpa. You're just getting crotchety. We would like to know, have a little fun. 616-600-0957 about, kids these days. Taylor and Eagle, we are just being crotchety old people this morning. It's totally allowed. Can you tell us, and I guess your best old lady thing, what is it that kids these days are doing that just annoys you?
100% flying past our house on the road. It's so bad over here. I'm always so scared. I'm like, I got to reach for my walker and my compression socks right now because I'm old lady over here.
Does your walker have the little tennis balls on the bottom? I want to make sure you're safe.
Yes, that's exactly what I was picturing too.
Taylor and Eagle, I'm sure you can slip into character very easily. Can I hear old lady Taylor and Eagle complaining about this?
Barbara, them kids these days are just driving way too fast past my house. Someone's going to get hurt.
Taylor, you're amazing. Thank you for calling this morning and playing along with us. We always appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to talk to you guys again. Have a good day, you guys.
You too. Hang up the phone so we can talk to somebody else.
No. See you, Taylor.
Bye.
Let's say good morning to Amanda from Coopersville. What do you got this day where it's like, kids these days?
Oh, I hate it when kids these days mow their dang lawns on the Sunday. Don't they know that's a day of rest? And then they're out there with their weed whips, those whips.
The weed whipping over here and over there.
So where did you get this hatred of mowing the yard on Sunday? Because I've never heard of this. And I don't even know when my neighbors do mow their yard because I'm so oblivious to my surroundings.
It goes way back in my family. It's an inherited trait. You don't mow your dang lawn on the Sunday because people need quiet. I don't want to be woken up by your loud noises. My grandpa told my dad, who told me, and I'm going to tell my kids, I sure am.
So any other day of the week, anytime, perfectly fine. What about, you said not waking you up. So, Sunday at 2 p.m. is also not acceptable?
Correct. All day Sunday, leave it alone, okay? Just go and have a barbecue and do whatever you want. And then anytime the sun's up, mow your lawn. I don't care, but not on Sunday.
Yeah, Laura, show me in the Bible where it said, and on the seventh day the Lord mowed his yard. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
From the wonderful city of Allendale, we've got 3 people with us. Of course, Andrew and his 2 sons, Asher and Declan.
Good morning, boys.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good.
Well, that's awesome. Well, you guys are hopefully going to walk away with some tickets from the Michigan Lottery. Our jackpot is up to $65 worth. We'll see how you do after my big win streak against Tina. I'm kind of excited. I think I might actually be doing well, so let's see how it goes.
All right, guys, go ahead and kick Laura out of the studio.
Get out of the studio.
All right, you heard him, Laura. When the door closes, I will ask you the first question. What country singer was on the Old Town Road remix with Lil Nas X?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Question 2. This paper towel company is the Quicker Picker Upper.
Bounty.
Question 3, what holiday comes first, Memorial Day or Labor Day?
No, Memorial Day. Because we're going camping.
Question 4, where do the Grand Rapids Griffins play their home games at?
Van Andel Arena.
Question 5, what are the first 3 numbers of pi?
3.14.
Okay, I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura!
Okay, she's coming back in. Oh, Andrew, what are you and the boys up to?
So I stayed a little late going into work so I could drop them off so we could play this game. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, hopefully it'll be worth it.
Getting ready to drop them off at school.
Okay, well, here we go, Laura. If you would like to beat Andrew and Allendale, you can't. You could tie them, though. They went 5 for 5.
No, okay, let's see how it goes.
Here is your first question. What country singer was on the Old Town Road remix with Lil Nas X?
That would be Billy Ray Cyrus.
That is correct. 1-1. Question 2. This paper towel company is the quicker picker upper.
Bounty.
That is correct. 2-2. Into question 3 we go. What holiday comes first, Memorial Day or Labor Day?
Memorial Day.
That is correct. Question 4. Where do the Grand Rapids Griffins play their home games?
That would be Van Andel Arena.
That is correct. 4-4. Going into question 5. What are the first 3 numbers of pi?
3.14, or do you mean like the numbers after the dot?
Nope, that will work, and that is correct. You both got that right. 5 for 5. Isn't it funny how we always remember pi, but I've never had to use it?
You know what, though? Honestly, if you had asked for the 3 numbers after the decimal, I would have been screwed. Because I know 1-4. I don't know the next one past that.
Okay, Andrew.
Neither do I.
Hopefully you can come back tomorrow and play. Now the jackpot's up to $70 for Laura Can't Lose.
Woo!
Wow, yeah.
It's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, and I feel like people, the more expensive their cars are, or sometimes the cheaper they are, they like to express themselves, right? And that's cool. Maybe you got some rims, or there's a bumper sticker that's all about who you are. Well, then there's other things that you look, you're like, who put that on their vehicle?
Like, well, you know, other people see what you're driving, right?
Yeah, we're wondering, what's the stupidest thing that you could put on your vehicle? Like maybe something you've actually done yourself, you'll admit that, or you've seen, you're like, oh my God, you just shake your head. 616-600-0957. Now, I'm not just throwing stones here, because listen, I live in a glass house, so let's just break mine down too. I'll admit, when I was in high school, I think it's when there was a lot of rap songs about spinners and 20-inch wheels and stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I was in high school the same time you were. I remember how cool it was to have spinners and air quotes.
I got my mom's car. Pretty sweet hand-me-down. It was a Plymouth Breeze, kind of like a Dodge Stratus or Intrepid, something like that. But it was purple.
Oh.
So I had a purple Plymouth Breeze, just cruising around in my Barney Mobile, and I saw it at Walmart for like $20 or $30, which, keep in mind, that was a lot of money back then. That was like almost like a new tire, right?
I would say that was like a whole day's work
It
back
was.
then.
They had 4 hubcaps that you could put on there when you... Laura's...
I'm laughing because I did the same thing.
Oh, God, we're both trash.
No, go
okay.
ahead. No, what kind did you have?
I don't remember the kind, but like they were like silver, and like when you stopped, they would spin the little plastic pieces.
Oh, you had the spinners?
I had spinners.
Oh, see, mine weren't spinners. They were just dark, like they were like a dark gunmetal gray, like almost black.
Okay.
And they were the same kind they would snap on because I drove a green Ford Escort ZX2, and it was like the ugliest, stupidest car, and I hated that it was green. So I was like, well, if I put these black rims on it, maybe it'll look cooler. It did not. In fact, at one point I hit a curb just slightly and it shattered one of them. It just went everywhere because they were so badly put on. So I only had 3 of them for a while.
Yeah, and then one time, like I hit a bump. Imagine that, right? Bad Michigan roads, and my spinner rolled off, and I saw it keep on going. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to switch and take the other 3 off when I get home. I was not stopping to recover it.
No, but at least it actually spun. I mean, technically, it did keep up to its name. You can't be mad about it.
That was the best spinning it ever had.
So we would to know, what's the stupidest thing you could put on your vehicle, whether it's yours or you saw it on someone else's? Go ahead. Share them with us. 616-600-0957 or send us a DM right now in the Mix 95.7 app.
We are the Big Joe and Laura Show, hanging out with you here on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix.
And we're talking about silly things you've seen on other people's vehicle. Joe, you were sharing kind of recently that you noticed somebody had something kind of crazy on their car and it took you back to the day when you were doing silly modifications to your own vehicle.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I fully said what I saw. I saw somebody with truck nuts. So it's like, really, what are you doing? I did not have those, by the way.
I was going to say, I think they were funny like 20 years ago, but now it's like, really, you're still doing this?
Yeah, now they're just getting old and they're just...
And they're hanging lower to the
asphalt. Hanging lower in the back, yeah. Denting up the roads. No, for me, I had back in I graduated high school in 2004, so I loved rap back then. I still do now. And I had like spinny rims, but they were hubcaps. They weren't even rims, I should say. So I had those things rocking for a week or two. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. When I came to a stop, they still spin. And then I hit a pothole and one of them spun off like 100 feet down the road. So I just took all those off and pretended it never happened.
Well, I did the hubcaps also, but another modification I had was I got those little LED lights. They weren't even LED lights. They were pre-LED lights that you could plug into your cigarette burner thing, whatever. Yeah. Back before they were just electric chargers. But I had those and I stuck them up all over the bottom of my car so it would look like I had floor lights. But my car wasn't weatherproofed very well, so they all fell down within like a week. And it just was like random lights in the floorboard of my car. So we want to know, what kind of silly thing did you see on someone else's car, or what did you have on your own? You can always share with us at 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM inside the Mix 95.7 app, like Shelly in Plainwell, who said she saw a...
Are you okay?
I'm going to say this, and I need you to know that I'm saying a nice word, not a bad word, because it's going to sound close. She said she saw a bumper sticker that said "Mom of Sassholes," which... Honestly,
very sassy up in here.
Very sassy in that car. And honestly, I low-key kind of want this bumper sticker, so I think it's hilarious. And then Tyler GR says he absolutely hates it when he sees ducks, the mama bear stickers, or the Salt Life stickers. And I agree on the Salt Life stickers. You live in the middle of the Midwest. There is no salt anywhere near you. Lake Michigan is a saltless lake.
But maybe they like the Salt Life and they just want everybody to know it.
Then move somewhere closer. But you don't need the bumper sticker to tell us you went to South Carolina for vacation. You went to Myrtle Beach one time. Congratulations. You do not need a bumper sticker to tell the rest of us.
Okay, well, at least you're not holding back. We want to hear yours. 616-600-0957.
Just in Portland, what did you see on someone's car that made you go, what are you doing?
You know the little stick figure families that people put on the back of their cars?
Yeah.
The wife was removed and there was an arrow and it says position yet to be filled.
Honestly, though, that's a pretty good sense of humor, especially if you already had the stick family on your car. At least it's an easy modification than taking the whole thing off.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
So did you go talk to them and see if you could make some room for yourself?
No, not me. Already married.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think you want to be with somebody who is willing to put that on their car, because that feels like they're the red flag, not the person that's missing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But baby, I'd like to add you as one of my stick figures. What do you say?
You can pick out which kind you're going to be.